welcome back to another episode of Saturday Afternoon Gaming. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we're going to be playing some good old Predator trademark for the NES. This is a game that I would consider a cherished NES game because I played a lot of it as a kid, although I fully recognize that it is not actually considered like a very good game. There's our glorious 8-bit Arnold Schwarzenegger. He actually does look totally awesome. There are some other games. What does it say at the bottom? The next will begin. Soon the must will begin. I don't even know what that means. Soon the next will begin? I couldn't quite read it. Anyway, there are some NES games that have Schwarzenegger in it, and he does not look anything like himself. So this is like one of the games where he actually does, on the title screen at least, look like himself. And now I'm doing something a little bit different here. We're going to go ahead and start the game, actually. Major Dutch Schaefer and his blah, 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 oops, missed that, rescue their allies who are being held captive. They find the guerrillas' hideout and fight a fierce battle and finally destroy the hideout. But on the way home, they are killed one after another by an unknown creature. So this is really picking up about halfway through the movie when pretty much all of Arnold's compadres have been murdered. So you really just start right as Arnold on stage one here. So here we are, Arnold Schwarzenegger in his sweet pink pants. He can punch, he can jump. There's a secret gun on the first level. And if you don't know that, then the first level is a little more tricky because you don't have a gun. Those are scorpions, by the way. The ones I just shot in the back. Now, I am technically not playing this game for you guys today. I am actually sitting back and watching it with you. Yeah, so Predator here is, as I say, one of my favorite NES games. And honestly, I just had the bug one day to play it. It was like 8 o'clock on a Friday night, and I was like, what am I going to do this evening? I was like, you know what I should do? I should just straight up beat Predator. So I decided I was just going to play Predator and beat it. But, you know, since I have this whole YouTube channel thing, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to record myself while I do it. And I didn't hook up my mic or anything because I didn't want to, like, make a Let's Play. I just wanted to, like, sit back and chill, you know, have a drink, take however long it took to beat this game. And so, yeah, I just recorded the entire gameplay. These punches are useless, by the way, for killing these stupid scorpions, because you can't duck and punch. So you can just sort of intimidate the scorpions by punching in the air, showing them how strong you are, as a pink-pantsed Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it really doesn't scare the scorpions. And those are gorillas, by the way, not like monkey gorillas, but like gorilla fighters. They're like dudes running around. They're like enemy soldiers. Anyway, so I decided to just go ahead and play this game, and I recorded it just because I thought, I don't know, maybe I can use the recorded footage somewhere. But after I beat it, and I did beat this game, guys, it took a lot of trying, but I did beat it, I thought, you know what, I should turn this into an episode somehow, so I decided to do a voiceover episode. So normally, when I'm making videos for you guys, I'm talking and playing at the same time. This obviously is something quite different. I'm sitting back with you, we're both relaxed. You know, you're relaxed, I'm relaxed, we're all relaxed, and we're just going to sit back and let the sweet NES gameplay serenade us. And I don't have to worry about dying. I don't have to get distracted by trying to concentrate as I play. And so this is just a slightly different thing for me, for my channel. And it will give me a chance to sort of talk to you guys as we go through this. Oh, those respawning bad guys are so annoying. So this game has a lot of really big annoyances. First is that you only have the punch to start with. You don't start with a gun, which is so annoying. You have to find a gun. Then the enemies respawn. Now, it doesn't seem like a big deal in the levels we've played so far, but wait till we get to some of the later levels. It gets brutal. The third thing that sucks about this game is instant deaths when you fall off a cliff, and there are a lot of cliffs in this game. It is pretty insane, actually. So, as you saw right there, just straight up died, fell off a cliff. Case in point. That's how easy it is to die in this game. They thankfully give you a pretty big health bar. I think you have like 10 hits, which seems like a lot, and for most levels it usually is. And they're actually not too bad with giving you health regens. But I would say that the critical failing of this game is that it is so easy to fall off a cliff. And can we talk about where Arnold is for a second? So he went from like running around in the jungle fighting gorilla soldiers to like there's amoebas floating in the air, there's ghosts chasing him, there's I don't know what you call those things that are spitting all those red balls right now. They kind of remind me of the things from Super Mario Brothers 2. The like fire plants or whatever that would throw out fireballs. And like, what is this bouncing basketball that I'm shooting at right now? I don't even know. And like, look at this. How are we supposed to get through that without getting hit? This is freaking crazy. Like, I don't know what they were thinking, but it's like some NES games. Oh, there, I'm dead again due to falling off a cliff. See how cheap it is? Some NES games, they make themselves really, really hard because they only have like 5 or 10 levels. And so you say, well, it's a hard game, but there's only like 5 levels. This game is brutal. It's quite challenging. Maybe it's not the hardest NES game. Maybe I'm being a little too hard on it, but it is hard. But it has like 30 levels. Like, it's not like they were short on levels. I think most kids who own this game back in the day never saw past like level 5 or 6. Like, you know, very few of them probably could get very far in this game. Because I don't really remember seeing that far into this game. There's a level that's coming up that I have a lot of clear memories of because it's often the one I'd get stuck on. But the nice thing is they do give you infinite continues, so, you know, it is a challenging game. Oh, and if you get that fist there, you lose the laser and go to punches. And punches are, as you can see, useless against these guys. I mean, I have the laser, and I'm, like, barely not... like, I'm taking hits. What are you supposed to do there? You just take a couple hits jumping over those guys. There's literally no way to avoid that. Okay, so here's the terrible level. Even if you got through the first couple of levels, you're thinking, oh, this game isn't too bad. Okay, now we're fighting bugs with grenades. Well, at least grenades are kind of a unique, interesting weapon. I don't know what these guys are. Shy guys. You're fighting shy guys now. You can lure this guy off a cliff, so it's not too bad. Alright, so you think, oh, there's some stuff going on. Oh, I'm supposed to go down, the hand's pointing down. So, okay, now we're onto some vertically scrolling levels. Fair enough. Don't know what that guy is. Also kind of looks like he could be from Super Mario Brothers 2. Who knows? So you think, okay, well, there's some gameplay going on here. There's some butterflies. I didn't know butterflies counted as, you know, enemies when you're Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger. You know, when you can literally break a guy's neck with your hands. I don't think butterflies should injure you. But they're enemies. And then you get to this part and you're like, oh, well, F me, because that's impossible. So there's my first attempt at trying to get past this horrible pit. This is like the pit of despair. I remember me and my brother would get to this level. You know, like the first couple of levels, you could actually get good at passing them, and you could pass them without dying. Then you get to this level, and it's like, first of all, these bugs are annoying as hell. Like, see how much trouble it was to kill that stupid bug? But then that pit section at the bottom there, that is like brutal. It's almost as hard as the game gets, to be totally honest with you. And they hit you really early on. The thing with this game is it kind of has funky jump controls. Like, it's really hard for me to express to you guys verbally how tricky the jump controls are, but if you ever go and play this game, you will see what I mean, where, like, it's really hard to control your guy in the air. It's not like Mario. Mario is like jump controls gone incredibly right. This game is like a drunken Mario. And, of course, you can't kill those butterflies with the grenade, so it's useless there. And so here's my second attempt. Done. Failed. Dead. So then we get the game over screen. The Predator's like, I got you, even though he had nothing to do with your death. He was like, I was somewhere around when you died, therefore I'm claiming it as a victory. Now you go to continue, and it's like, what the F? I'm back on level freaking 1. Are you kidding me? So I've just jumped ahead the video here so we can go back to this level. Yes, when you die in this game, you go all the way back to basically your last checkpoint level. And for us right now, it's level 1 because we haven't gotten far enough. So it's like, this is where this game, you know, if you were a kid, imagine you got this as a kid. You're excited, you brought it home. Even if you just rented it for the weekend, you sit down, you're like, well, I guess these are the 3 levels I'm going to get to play because the rest is freaking impossible. So yes, I would consider this an incredibly difficult and not a very well-designed game. Like, there's a lot of flaws. Like, the grenade is such a useless weapon, and like, look at these stupid enemies. Like, a scorpion and a bird that's spitting fireballs is like killing me. Like, there's gonna be a lot of examples in this game of like points where like you just have to take damage, and the enemies are stupid. There's no way to not take the damage. But despite the fact that I think that this is like a very, very difficult game, and not necessarily the most well-designed game, it's like overly difficult in ways it doesn't need to be. See, look, I just died again because of crappy jump controls. It is one of these games, though, that like I oddly love. Like, do you guys ever have that where there's like a Nintendo game or Super Nintendo game, see, died again, that you know is hard? you know is super, super hard. But nonetheless, you kind of love it. And I would say that this game almost counts. It's weird. Like, I recognize how hard this game is, and if someone who didn't like this game were to try and play it, I don't think they would like it. Oh yeah, so here I decide to hell with the laser. I'm just gonna do the rest of the level. The laser must not be that important. Was I in for a surprise later on? Because I'm gonna hit a point where I can't even come back and get the laser, and I'm gonna be screwed. But it doesn't matter because I died there anyway. But yeah, do you guys have any games like that where it's like a game that you know is hard, that you know somebody else wouldn't like, but you nonetheless like it? I think it comes from the fact that when I did get this game as a kid, me and my dad would like sit down and play it. And like as a kid, okay, so these days if you get a bad game, you just don't play it. Because there's so many games to play. Games are not that expensive these days, all things considered. Like you can get games if you want to play a game. Back when like I was a kid and Nintendo was a thing, it was kind of like when you got a new game that was rare. And it didn't matter. All Nintendo games were hard. You know, this game is very hard. But it didn't matter if the game was hard, you would nonetheless play it. And you would play it until you got good at it. So even hard games, some really hard games out there, I have a lot of like cherished memories of because they're games I played. So anyway, now I'm fighting the Predators, you can see here. I think the Angry Video Game Nerd has pointed out before that he jumps like a Ninja Turtle from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game on NES. And he's being a real bastard here. He's hiding from my grenades. I guess when he sits cross-legged, he's immune. I didn't know that was a Predators thing. I thought Predators turned invisible. So I continue to lob grenades at him here. As you can see, I've sped the video up. Sped it up significantly, because I probably lobbed grenades at this guy for like 20 minutes. Like, I'm not joking. Like, look at this. It's crazy. Look at all the grenades. He's eating them. He's just eating them. So eventually, I think I kind of clued into the fact that grenades were not going to kill this guy. I needed the goddamned laser that I had left at the beginning of the mission. So, like, grenades are just not going to work. I think I'm like, well, if I can't kill him, maybe I can just end the level, because the exit is, like, right up here. So I'm like, maybe it'll be hard to kill this blue guy, but nope, I got him. All right, well, let's just try and end the level then, see what happens. And no, you can't go in the door. I was pressing up, nothing happened. So you have to kill him. He's immune to grenades. Who knew that Predator was immune to grenades? I feel like that's cheating. So I give it another shot here. I was like, well, maybe I can get him with the grenades. Eventually, I'm just gonna suicide on him because it's freaking impossible. So yes, bad game design. Like, there's no even way to go back at this point to the laser. This game is actually kind of interesting. If you pause it and then press A or B, you'll actually commit suicide. I don't do that right here. I let the Predator kill me. I think that's the first time I died from losing all my health, by the way. All my deaths came from falling in pits, all of them. So you can see that there's kind of an unfairness here where like falling in pits is like super easy to kill you. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to harp too much on like how bad this game is, because as I say, it is one of those games that like I kind of like for some reason, and I think it's because I have these memories of trying to beat it with my dad. And yeah, like, you know, we knew it was a hard game, but like, what did you have to do when you were a kid on Saturday? You'd watch American Gladiators, then you'd have like hot dogs for lunch, and then you'd sit down and play some NES with like your dad or your brother. Like, that's how your Saturdays went. You know, maybe you played outside too. I mean, that's the thing too, playing outside, playing with your friends, but like American Gladiators and trying to beat difficult, super challenging NES games. Wow, I can't believe I made that jump. That's what you did as a kid. So now that I have the laser, you'll see this level just completely opens up. It becomes trivially easy. In fact, actually, once I got to this part, even with the grenade, it wasn't that hard. But, you know, it's like, the laser is just obviously essential to beating this level. These stupid butterflies, these guys are going to be a pain in the butt in many later levels. It's kind of like anything that can fly in this game has like a really erratic flying pattern. They didn't give anything a sensible flying pattern, and I feel like that adds to the difficulty here. But oh, we got that butterfly pretty easily. You know, I'm excited about killing a butterfly. What kind of, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger was once ranked like the strongest man in the world or something, wasn't he? Or he was like Mr. Universe. Maybe not the strongest, but like the most well-built and whatever. Like, he won bodybuilding contests. He's worried about butterflies. Okay, and you can see, look how easy the Predator becomes once you have the laser. All you gotta do is time your shots so that as soon as he stands up, he gets hit again and he will jump. And it may seem like you're not doing damage to him, because normally in NES, when you're damaging characters, they blink. When you hit an enemy and they blink, that was Nintendo code for you're doing it. Keep doing it, kid. You may not have been able to hear it over my talking, but every time I hit him, it went bloop, 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 bloop. It made like a sound effect, and that was telling us that we were hurting him. All right, Major Schaefer soon discovers dead American soldiers hanging upside down from a tree. I will find whomever did this, he vows. Wow, he has really good grammar. All right, and welcome to Big Mode. This is, all of a sudden the game changes and goes from being, you know, like a platformer to like, I don't even know what you would call this. This is like an on-rails side-scroller level. You still have 10 hits, which is nice, but literally, it's like a totally different game. There's also platforms here that do nothing. Like, you went from levels that, like, you would just fall into pits and die, to, like, levels that literally don't even have pits, and where jumping and platforming don't matter at all. And now we're fighting against evil bubbles, both blue and red, and also, like, soap suds there that are floating around. Like, what the hell are we fighting in this game? There's, like, one level that makes sense, where you're fighting gorillas. Again, not monkey gorillas, but, like, gorilla soldiers, and scorpions, I guess. A scorpion could kill you. But then every other level is, like, fighting... Like, what is this? Are we in the Predator's imagination? Are we, like, fighting his dreams? Because, I mean, the Predator's coming around now. He's shooting Predator skulls at us. But, boom! We killed the boss. I don't know, it's kind of a weird level, but like, it's not bad. I mean, he looked like Arnold. The Predator definitely looked like Predator. The shooting's actually a lot more fun there. The thing that I never got about these levels is why don't they start you with the gun? Why do they like tease you and titillate you and like force you to like use punches? It's kind of a waste, I think. Like, this game could actually be a lot better if two things happen. Oh yeah, and that guy just knocked me down there. Now, a lot of these levels, by the way, they have dual exits, so if I stayed on the top, there'd be an exit, but I can go in here and get an exit. So this moves me to level 6. If I'd gone to the top stage and exited up there, I would have warped to, like, level 8, I think. So some stages that have 2 doors, if you get to the harder door, you'll warp ahead. But yeah, if they simply gave you the laser, if they got rid of the falling deaths, and if they changed some of the enemies to like have something to do with Predator. Yeah, that's how effective the punch is, by the way. If they did those things, then the game could actually be considered like a gem, like a cherished gem, perhaps. Because the graphics aren't bad. So if you die, as you saw, now we start on the big level, the big zone or whatever, big world. It's like level 4 in Mario, where everything is big. Oh, this gun that I've got sucks. It's like a boomerang, but like you can't hit Jack with it. The best gun in this, by the way, if you ever play this, there's a whole bunch of different guns you can get on Big World. It's kind of like Contra, actually, where there's just all sorts of variety. But the best one you can get is just the machine gun. That 3-dot one there that I tried to get and just missed. That one lets you shoot really fast and really rapidly, and that's all you need. This boomerang thing is like a joke. It's never going to help me kill anything. I'm going to die. See, now I got the machine gun, and I might be able to pass the level if I'm very careful. But I can only take one more hit, obviously. But yeah, it's like, oh no, I'm totally dead. I got killed by suds! But anyway, you warp here now. This is now like our default checkpoint, and so we get to start here whenever we die. And so basically the game is going from level to level, trying to make it to different big worlds. But this level's a lot more fun because you can shoot. The other mode needs the gun by default, I would say. And also, you know, what makes this part cool is that you can actually get different guns. I always remember liking this part of the game more as a kid than the other levels, because like you didn't have to worry about falling into pits. You just had to worry about shooting stuff. There we go, we got the machine gun. Look how effective this baby is. Boom, 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 boom. It's gonna kill everything. So yeah, they needed to translate some of that into Predator. Predator could have been like an interesting hybrid between like jungle survival and Contra. Like, if they gave you a gun by default and let you pick up varieties of guns and stuff in the other levels, this could have been, like, an interesting Contra game. But, I don't know. It is pretty satisfying. See, now the Predator's cloaking. This mode seems to have more to do with the movie than the other mode. I wonder if they programmed the other mode before the movie was even out, and then it came out and they watched it, and they're like, oh, shoot. And they're like, all right, time to make some extra levels. And they just made Big Mode as, like, a last-ditch effort to try to include something movie-related. I was punching to scare that guy away. Look, I was punching repeatedly and they still hit me. Punches suck, man. They're useless. Garbage. Okay, so I'm gonna try and get to the upper door this time. It's tricky because all those scorpions and I panicked. And, yeah, now I'm back down here. Picked up the life, that's health, basically. Not really necessary because the end of the level's like right over here, but whatever, I decided to get it anyway. And then you just go in the door. So it's like the level's kind of easy in some ways, but I don't know. So this level's tricky. As you see, I just died instantly. You gotta constantly in this game avoid enemies from like all directions. Like it's the only thing that you can do to stay alive. Like look at this stupid amoeba that's coming for me. I died in anticipation. My God, I'm so sloppy with the controls here. You know, it does come to me eventually. I get a little better with the controls, but I also I think figured out how to get this laser. It's kind of interesting how you have to do it. We need this green guy. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Boom. So those other aliens there, I guess, are like alien ghosts. I don't know what they are. They're just like alien corpses. Like, what are they supposed to be? They're not predators. They're, like, maybe they're xenomorphs? So, like, in the Predator movies, Alien vs. Predator, it's like, Predator has fought the xenomorph. Maybe those are, like, xenomorphs or something. Who the hell knows? Like, there's a live one right now. It's kind of like a bird statue. I don't know. Again, like, what is this level? It's like I'm in a cave, but it's infested by who knows what. Maybe all the enemies in this game are meant to be, like, metaphors. Like, you're fighting amoebas and stuff. Maybe that's like trying to fight, like, Bengay fever when you're in the jungle taking on terrorists. It's like, yeah, there's the physical threats, but sometimes it's the intellectual and the emotional threats that are more damaging. So here we go. It kept trying to get over there, but could not make it happen. So whatever, just go on to the next level. I think eventually I'll die enough and I will figure out how to get that warp on the previous level. But not before we give this level the old college try. So one trick to beating this game is to just make sure you're warping. Always be warping. I'm not warping here. This is just the next level after the previous level because I didn't go to the higher door. And that's actually going to make the game a lot harder. You always want to be warping because that's just how you get... I mean, hint, hint, the faster you go through the levels, the faster you'll beat the game. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know why you guys needed me to explain it, but hopefully that satisfies your need to have things explained. Because I'm getting sick of explaining things to you guys. I'm just sick of it, guys. Always with the explaining. Can you guys never figure anything out for yourself? I'm just kidding, guys. Look, now 2 amoebas. The metaphor is getting really deep. It's like twice the fever. Okay, then we got another one of these guys. See, this actually is where the game is not too bad, because like you're not worried about falling in pits. You're worried about you have a gun so you can shoot enemies and stuff. Also, where did he get a laser gun? The laser gun is never in the movie. This part, by the way, seems impossible. You can't jump up there. You can't shoot that guy. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Just take the hit. And then you still can't jump up there. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? Run and jump, and you didn't jump far enough. Like, the jumping in this game is crazy. I don't know, like, how in these old Nintendo games do they never test it and say, oh, by the way, this is, like, really effing hard. Like, no kid's gonna be able to do this. Like, who were the beta testers back in the day that gave this game a pass? Or did it even get tested? Maybe it's, like, before, like, quality control, and they, like, didn't test these games back in the day? I don't know. Boom. I don't think this game has any cheat codes, by the way. Usually the thing to do when you're having trouble with an old NES game was go look up a cheat code. And some games didn't have like cheat codes per se, like the Contra code is the most famous cheat code, I think. The most famous to me, and it gave you 30 lives in Contra. But like some games don't have a Contra code, but I remember there's like a level in Mario 1 where you could continue to jump on a turtle shell on some stairs and you get infinite lives. In Mario 3 there was like a section in the first world where you get infinite lives. You just raccoon tail repeatedly onto Goombas that were coming out of a pipe in like a hill zone. Like there are ways to kind of cheat a game. I don't know if anything that exists for this game, to be totally honest, besides like warping. Like just be good at the level so that you can warp. So I'm trying to stay at the top this time around so I can actually not fall in the pit. But now you have to go down, and I'm just like, how are you supposed to do this? I think the end of the level is right over there, but like, I'm just trying not to get knocked off the cliff, and I died. I lost all my health and died. So, yeah, I think, so we're about 25 minutes in terms of our video here. I think it was about 2 hours in as far as like the actual game. Or maybe it was only an hour. Maybe it wasn't that long. I don't know. This game did take me all night the night I decided to play. I thought I would play it for like an hour or two, and instead I played it for like hours. Like, what the hell was that? That was the cheapest death, man. Like, I had full health, and my toe just went, and like touched that thing, and then back to the big world. Okay, so here on this level, I made a bit of a mistake, and I fell off the cliff right at the beginning, and I was like, oh, that sucks. And there was like no way to like get back up, but I found something interesting here. Laser and a 1-up. Okay, I don't care about the laser, but I found a 1-up. When you find a 1-up in a video game, you're probably wondering why I just died there. When you find a 1-up in a video game, you basically have now found a cheat, where as long as you get to that 1-up, then you can do whatever you want in the level and die and try again, because you'll never run out of lives. And so I once I saw that 1-up, I was like, okay, as long as I get the 1-up, and there it is, every level, then I can try and get to the warp door. And if I fail at getting to the warp door, I'll commit suicide. So rather than continue going to the next level trying to beat it, because it seemed really hard, I'm just gonna figure out how to warp. So I'm gonna try and figure out this part out. So I failed there, so it's like suicide. So I'm gonna start again, and I'm gonna go and get the extra life, and then I'm gonna try and get past that hard part again so I can get to the warp door. And so whenever you find a 1-up in a game, it's kind of like a cheat, I guess. But yeah, I don't know of any other cheat codes for this game, or any other cheats that you could basically implement. There we go, we got our 1-up. And I fell down, so I was like, oh well, suicide. Suicide is the way to be. As long as you have an extra life, it's okay to kill yourself. I like how the enemy strategy, those enemy soldiers, is just to run back and forth really fast. Like, one guy's running back and forth, and he's like, I'm gonna totally get Arnold. And then another guy comes along, he's like, no, you suck. You gotta run faster. Running fast is how you get him. It also doesn't matter how much damage I take here or anything, as long as I don't fall down like that. Because then I want to commit suicide. So, yeah. Figuring out hard video games. This is probably a part where, like, if you had a friend, you'd be passing the controller back and forth as you both try and figure it out. Because you're just like, there must be a way. Eventually I figured this out. Jump back. Jump back. It makes it a lot easier. So you jump over, lure this guy over, then you jump back, and then you jump back again. So you can always jump back from whence you came without having to, in a rush, jump forward. Here I could just jump over the guy. Easy. And pretty much at this point, I had done it. So that one little part was preventing me from hitting the warp. So now I'm at stage 7. As opposed to, I guess, stage 6. So maybe I only warped ahead one level. Doesn't really matter. I got past the level. Now, I quickly learned that in these caves, look, there's like jellyfish. What? Where am I? What kind of jungle is this? Anyway, I quickly learned that if you see a laser, go back and get the laser. You may take a few hits getting the laser, but once you have the laser... Oh, you like that sweet move? I missed that, that bacteria. Oh, that one got me, though. But once you have a laser, you can avoid taking a lot of hits. Without the laser, it's like killing these bacteria is brutal. Actually, I just made it look easy by killing those two really quickly, but trust me, it is not that easy. Blowing up these rocks is super tedious with the grenade. You'll see there's a later level that comes up where it is just like, I can't believe they expect you to do this. Like, it is crazy. It's kind of fun. Like, if the enemies weren't super annoying and, you know, they changed around some of the stuff about the level design and stuff, the whole breaking the rock stuff is kind of interesting, actually. Like, the basics exist here for a good game, I think. I think they just didn't execute it as well as they could have. I saved that life in case I need it. Even though I kind of realized, well, enemies are just going to respawn endlessly, so I might as well just get it. Because what's the point? Now, I'm taking my time to avoid these stupid jellyfish, because I don't want to make any mistakes. I'm like, I made it this far, I don't want to, like, die stupidly. So, there we go. There we go, jumping into the rocks. I feel nice and safe in the rocks. Stupid enemies can't get me in here. And I think we're pretty much at the end of the level. There might be a predator to fight. Oh yeah, there's totally a predator. Good thing I have the laser, because if you didn't have it, as I learned before, there's no way to kill this predator with a grenade. So this is how you kill the predator. He can, by the way, never hit me here. Like, if he shoots a laser at me, if I miss my lasers, he will simply shoot over my head. When he walks all the way to the left of the platform, he will then jump back, so he'll never actually touch me. So pretty much I'm invincible here. It kind of feels like the henchmen that you fight in getting to the predator are much harder than the predator itself. Which, I mean, maybe, you know what, maybe this game did take lessons from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Because, oh, there's a laser over there. Oh, they're nice enough to give you a backup laser. Why wasn't that on the other level? They're like, oh, by the way, if you get here without a laser, here's a laser. Otherwise, it's impossible to kill those guys. I don't know if you know. It's like, yeah, that would have been helpful on that other stupid level where you marooned us on a platform with the Predator and then didn't give us a laser. Jerks. But I remember in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES, that was another game where, like, the levels were brutal. And the enemies were really hard. The enemies spawned infinitely, were really tough. But then you get to the bosses, and the bosses weren't that hard. Like Bebop and Rocksteady, I think to beat them, you just stood on top of the boxes and used Donatello's bow and, like, bowed down at them. If you've played Ninja Turtles on the NES, you know what I'm talking about. If not, just take it for granted that is what you do. But it's super easy, it's impossible to die. But, like, the rest of the level is where, like, characters would die. So I don't know, maybe, you know, maybe people were using Ninja Turtles as, like, a guide, saying, like, well, this is how you design video games. Now the Predator strategy is to stand there punching the air, and if I get hurt, it's my own fault. Seems like a terrible strategy. It just seems lazy on his part. He's really not doing anything that I would consider traditionally intimidating, and now he's dead. And so we're making some progress here. Now I think this level, I don't ever remember seeing this level as a kid. So I'm pretty sure all the levels we've played so far, I kind of have some sense memory of playing as a kid. This one I don't really clearly remember. I might have only seen it a couple times. I think once when I was a kid I did sit down and beat this game, but like, it had been a long time. A long, long time. And so there's a laser up there, so again, my strategy, if you see a laser, get a laser, because you're gonna need it. And look at all these stupid enemies. Like, how are you supposed to get through that without taking a hit? Seems impossible. Just took one right there for no reason, but that's okay. Oh man. It's kind of fun though, you know. Difficulty aside, it is kind of fun to go back and beat like a hard NES game. I don't know if there are any games like that. Are there any games like that for you guys? Like, games that, like, as a kid you considered incredibly hard, and even as an adult, oh, that was weird. Even as an adult, you kind of think, yeah, that's a hard game, but you've actually put in the time to go back and beat it. Despite games being very frustrating when they're very hard, they are also very satisfying. You know what, there's this weird thing where, like, we complain a lot about games being too hard and too unfair these days. I know I do sometimes. But, like, in a weird way, it's only when a game is incredibly hard that you can be incredibly satisfied by beating it, you know? Like, if a game is just like, meh, not that hard at all, then it's like, where's the challenge in beating it? So maybe that's why I still like these games. Maybe that's why I still like retro games. Like, some are really hard. And ones I've never played before that are really, really hard are obviously, oh, there's 2 doors. I'm like, forget that, I'm going to the warp door. Ones I've never played before that are super hard, sometimes I don't have the patience for, and I'm like, this game is too frustrating. You know, I've definitely said that on my channel before to games that people have later told me, like, no, it's really good, you just gotta give it some time, and I probably just didn't give it enough time. But, I mean, maybe that's why I come back to these games, because despite their difficulty and their challenge and their maybe unfairness or bad design, they are more satisfying to beat, because, like, it's a real challenge. It's really difficult. You really have to try. I don't know, maybe. I'm just speculating here. But definitely I do think that when it comes to really old hard games, like when I was a kid, I had... Oh, by the way, what was I supposed to do there? You know, like, you just take the damage here. Like, there's nothing you can do. If you don't have more than a couple hits, you're not going to pass that level. Or get into that door. But yeah, it's sort of like when you were a kid and there were fewer NES games to play and stuff, like, you would just put up with it. If a game was hard, you'd be like, okay, it's hard, let's keep trying. But I feel like nowadays, maybe I'm just like self-reflecting here, Because I'm like literally thinking that like, you know, there are some games that I've said are too hard, but maybe they're just like this. And if I'd grown up with them, yeah, they're still hard. Like I can recognize this is a hard game, but I still kind of feel like, yeah, but it's still a game you could play. It's hard, and probably people who never grew up with it wouldn't want to play it, but like I still kind of like beating it. So maybe that's what these hard games that I've been playing for my 1001 series really are. So I notice here there's a scorpion crawling around along the top of the map. I guess if I knew how to get up there, I could just skip that section. But it wasn't really too hard. The amoeba was being kind of a jerk back there, but I did make it through. And so now we get to a part where I realize I need the laser. And so I take a long time here, blowing up rocks, until I get all the way over here. And then I decide, okay, I think I need the laser. Or no, I guess I'm like, forget the laser. But as soon as I go over here, I see a predator, and I realize my error. I needed that laser. And there's no laser over here for me, so I'm kind of screwed. So I think I commit suicide here by pressing start, yep, and then pressing the A button. So I'm going to go back, try this level once again, try and get the laser. Now, the first time I got through this part pretty easily, this section here, with the bacteria and the scorpion. But, of course, that bacteria spawns infinitely, so I killed him right there. But he's back. Oh, good. And now there's two of them. This is where this game becomes some bullshit. It's like, what are you supposed to do in this situation? There's literally no way to kill these things with the grenade effectively. Like, look at this. It's crazy. And I'm, like, trying to, like, put the grenades on the rocks so that I can, like, actually get out of this section. But this thing keeps hitting me. Like, I'm down to no hits. Like, I'm just dead. Like, it's kind of nonsense. By the way, it says item pine. When you pick up the grenade, it says you have pine. Like a pine cone? What is that? Are these pine cone grenades? Is that what they're called? Or, like, wouldn't you put item grenade? I mean, that would make some sense to me, I would think. But no, item pine. So, who knows? Sometimes it's best not to ask too many questions with these old Nintendo games, but I always thought that was weird. You have a pine. Stupid amoeba respawned, of course. And here, my strategy is I'm just going to try and kill it before I go forward, so I don't take all the damage like I did before. But, like, it was just not cooperating. I think I got it there, and it's back. And I'm just like, are you effing kidding me? Are you kidding me that this thing keeps coming back? This is not cool, man. What the hell? I don't care what kind of metaphor this is for like what it's like to be in the army. You can't keep spawning bacteria on people like this endlessly. So finally I killed it. I'm like, okay, I think I got this. Just gotta blow up these rocks here. Do I try and kill this guy? I think the first time I just jumped over him. I don't know why I didn't do that. I guess I really wanted him to know the sweet embrace of death. So I got past him, get back to sort of the rock area, and I'm like, okay, I need a strategy for getting this laser. So I dug like a really complicated hole that looks like a mess, but look, it was done with a reason, so I could do that. Then I go to work on the second hole here, carving it out in a very intricate way so I can do the same thing. So you place one there. And look, it'll be one grenade, and it'll be an exact kill on this guy. Boom. So, yeah, it looks like a mess. Takes a long time, but if you want to win at this game, you need patience. So then I'm coming out here, and I'm thinking, alright, we're good. We got this level down. Everything's going to be fine now. So we just got to get to the predator and take him out. And then I frickin' ball him a bit. Oh, dead instantly! If they just didn't have the pits. So we went through the big level, then we get the laser, then we go back through killing the bacteria, then we get the laser again, and then we can get back to killing the predator. So I just fast forwarded like 2 levels worth of material there. And now we're at the predator. Now he's being sneaky. He won't get up till we get on the platform. He's a jerk. He's clued into what we're doing here. So we're going to have to fight him on the same platform as him, which is a risk for me. I've never done this before. But we get him eventually. He seems jumping around there like a dork. Now, in the movie, Arnold was only fighting one predator. I think we've killed like 5 so far. I don't know how realistic this is in the movie. It's like they should have had the Predator be the bad guy at the end. They should have had like gorillas and stuff being bosses. Or they should have had like the Predator in like different modes being the boss. Like, I don't know, if they run from like an invisible forest in the jungle or something, I don't know. This butterfly, of course, can kill us in one hit because we'll just fall in the pit if he gets to us, so I'm being very cautious here. I'm like, come on, you want some? But you see how useless the punch is? You can't even get him. They tease you on this level with a 1-up. Like, by the way, if you make it here, you're safe. You get a 1-up and you'll be able to play this level forever. But of course, you have to make it there, and there's a freaking butterfly. So there we go, we got the 1-up. So we're good. We could die now if we wanted, but obviously we're going to see how far we can push it. We're going to push it to the limit. That's what you do. So this part actually isn't too stressful because if you fall, whatever, you get another shot. But just took my time, and boom. Back to the, oh, that was so cheap. You jump up there and there's a scorpion waiting for you. Oh my god, bad design! Bad design. Why would you be like that unfair? It's just, it seems cruel. So I see a laser there, so I'm like, alright, well I gotta get the laser. So I'm gonna keep climbing up and eventually I'll jump off and I'll try and get the laser. Now what the hell is happening here? What is this? The Angry Video Game Nerd has said it before, but it's a bird taking craps. And it's bloody crap. Like, what else could that be? What else could that be? Is it bloody eggs? It's a bird crapping out blood. Why would they put that in a game? It's like, what the hell were they thinking? What the hell were they thinking? This is supposed to be a kid's game? Although, actually, I guess not. I don't know. The 80s was a weird time. They would make toys and movies and games and stuff that were clearly meant for adults, and then they would market them at kids. So it's like there's RoboCop toys. I had a Terminator action figure when I was a kid. You know, Predator. There's an NES Predator game. NES is for children, and they make a Predator game for the NES. Well, kids loved it, right? I mean, it's just like nowadays. It's like, you know, what do 7-year-olds want to play? Call of Duty. What do adults want to play? Well, I guess Call of Duty. That's why the kids want to play. But the kids just want to play the adult stuff to be cool, right? So, yeah, they put a bird crapping out blood into an NES game. Like, that is disgusting. You try not to think about it when you're actually playing this game, but that's, like, sick. I can't think of anything grosser in an NES game. Like, why would you, even if this game was for adults, why would you put it in? Like, who's in the pitch meeting like, you know what you don't see a lot of? Avians crapping blood. Like, just for once, I'd like my kid to play an NES game where he sees an avian crapping out a bunch of blood. Like, that's what I think is missing in today's video game market. And whatever boss approved that is mental. So, yeah. Anyway, this level is actually not that bad. You're just kind of hopping up a bunch of platforms. It's easier than the other stupid level they make us play, even with the, like, birds. Because, look, if you fall down here, you're not dead. You just go to the screen below. So it's annoying, but if you take your time, you'll get through this level. And the screen below had, like, a floor that went across the width of the whole screen. So you were definitely safe there. So, yeah. Now, I am getting much better at jumping at this point in the game. That's definitely an acquired skill. You have to learn how to jump in this game, and I've definitely sort of acquired it by now. I thought there'd be a predator to fight, but there's literally nothing. There's nothing. There's, you know, just this dude and a shy guy. So, yeah. I wish I had the Predator manual so I could read what these bad guys are, because I'm really curious. I should go look it up, actually. Maybe I'll look it up after this video, just for fun. But yeah, I'm wondering what the hell are those guys? Are they like Predator spies? Back in the day, when they made video games, they just threw whatever in. They didn't try and have things make sense. Like, I guess we're approaching it from too modern a perspective. Back in the day, it was like, I don't know, have him shoot bubbles, and put, like, a clown face in there, and, like, then we'll have some dancing eggs, and some kind of, you know, ancient bird creature fighting him. That's all that. You want more ideas? More enemies? No, those are all the ones you need. Those are the standard video game bad guys. If you don't like it, you know, throw in some sparkly triangles and bubbles, and just be done with it. Because I'm done talking to you, Phil. You're not getting it. What we do here, Phil. We make dreams come true. We take from our imagination and we create pure gaming goodness. And if a crocodile with googly eyes on his face does not seem like an appropriate bad guy for Predator, paired up with some amoeba and jellyfish and bacteria, then maybe, Phil, you're in the wrong business, because this is what video games are, buddy. And they're never going to change. They're never going to change. You think video game bad guys are one day going to make sense? They're one day going to have something to do with the movie? You're in the wrong business, Phil. You need to pack your shit and get out of here. And that's how the one guy who was asking questions about Predator, the NES game, was fired. That's the story of what happened. Now, I saw a laser back there, so see a laser, get a laser. So I'm working on this amoeba, who's clearly winning the fight. Like, this is just nonsense. I'm just like, can I kill this thing, please? And then another one spawns instantly. Ridiculous. Okay, got the grenade. Now we're gonna go back and kill this. Oh no, we're not gonna kill the amoeba, we're gonna get our laser. There's a lot of stuff coming for me. I'm pretty sure I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm definitely dead now. Never get yourself, like, under an amoeba, because it will come and get you. Like, it was waiting to bounce on me. Oh man, why would they design enemies that are, like, so challenging? I don't know. This seems like poor design to me. I said I wasn't going to harp on how bad this game was, but it's just what keeps coming up. I don't know. Like, what else do we want to talk about? Like, what the hell is that thing that's throwing stuff at us? It's a predator plant, of course. The predator brought plants and viruses here to infect us and, you know, inhabit our land. I don't know how to get that laser too, the one at the start of the level. I don't know. I guess you get the grenade and you work your way back up. But that's dumb. Why wouldn't you just move forward? You're just gonna die if you keep trying to work your way back. Whoa. That was a bold jump. So I played this game a while ago, guys. I don't remember everything that I do in this game. That seemed bold to me right now. I guess maybe it was bold at the time. I'm just taking those hits. I'm like, fine. It's easier to take one hit and just run than it is to actually try and fight some of these things, I find. So now I'm just trying to get the laser. And boom, got it. Now all our troubles are done, basically. Now the level becomes trivially easy. I guess that's why they didn't give you a gun in every level, because it's like, then the game would just be super easy. They're like, no, this thing has to be, like, frustratingly difficult. Now, once you have something like the laser, again, you definitely don't want to get the grenade. That will take your laser away. Kind of stupid how they did that. So I think I jumped over the grenade there, or no, I decided to go under. I was thinking of going over, but then my sense came to me and I realized I should not try and do that. So now this platforming isn't too bad because there's so many like things to land on if you mess up. Like I just messed up there. I thought I could jump on the blue thing, but I guess not. And there's no point to going up here. This does nothing. Of course the bacteria got me one more time. So yeah, I think the level just kind of ends soon. It's like they give you the illusion that it's very hard and difficult by putting all these platforms all over the place, but it's not that hard. And even if I didn't have the laser at this point, I could probably just jumped over that amoeba, but I chickened out, and of course died in the process. So here we are, trying again. And this time, I think the amoeba comes, and I'm just like, forget it, I'm just going for it. What I should have done in the first place. So we're already up to stage 19. As you can see, those warps add up. We probably warped past like a good 4 or 5 levels. And we're going to warp through a handful more before we're done. So finally we're on a level that makes sense again. I'm fighting jungle gorillas here. And I get to a part where there's no way over. That's okay. Work my way back. Actually, I think I have a plan here. I'm going to keep this scorpion alive. The glowing scorpions you can stand on. The brown ones you can't. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. It is what it is. So those brown ones, you can't stand on them. I don't know. I don't know who decided that. Who was like, well, flashing. Have you guys ever seen flashing scorpions? Because you can totally stand on those. Sounds like I'm making stuff up, but I'm totally not. I think this is a dead end, as I recall. Yeah, and what is that thing? It's like a little tank. Like looking back and forth. Man, I totally need the instructions. I totally need the instructions. We should look them up at the end of this video. Maybe I'll do that. I'll like load up the instructions just so we can see like, what the hell are all these things? I feel like that guy in the brown pants, his name is Chad. And he's a jerk. Chad the jerk. So I guess this part of the game wants you to go back and forth so it can endlessly spawn enemies. Seems like a cheap ploy. Come on, game. We know what you're doing. You're taking advantage of the endlessly spawning enemies to be cheap with us. Oh, those guys. Did not expect them to come down like that. I'm like just firing bullets like just ahead of myself, just like trying to be very careful. Like if anything spawns, it's gonna get killed. And boom. See, I would say that that level was challenging, but not unfair. So some of the levels in this game are actually like right at a good level of difficulty, I think, where yeah, there's a little bit going on, takes a bit to do it, but once you got it, it's actually not too bad. I think as the jungle levels as a whole are actually like far more fun than any of the other types of levels. You have the jungle levels, the cave levels, and then you have those like weird like yellow, brown, and pink levels where I don't even know what that is. Like I guess blue is either Arctic or cave. Green is jungle. I don't know what the other weird levels are. I don't know, like a predator's dream. Maybe I'm like Freddy Kruegering the Predator. I'm like, I can't beat you physically, but I can enter your dreams and I can incept you. I can incept you with the idea that you love humans. You love Arnold. The Predator movie, by the way, was obviously an awesome movie. I haven't talked at all about the movie, in fact. Has so many great lines, like, get to the Choppa. Also, you son of a beach. I say that from time to time when I fail at things. You probably noticed on this channel. That's where I got it from. It's basically the opening scene of the movie where like Arnold Schwarzenegger meets Carl Weathers, and he's like, Duke, you son of a beach, and then they kind of like slap hands and do like a high five, but it turns into an arm wrestle in the air, and he's like, CIA got you pushing too many pencils. That is an awesome scene. And hence, Duke, you son of a beach, is something that me and my friends say. And by the way, I got here without a laser, so obviously I gotta, like, peace out. Like, these levels, okay, I just died right there. At least they give you the choice to go back for the laser. What was with that, like, third level? Like, you get to the boss without a laser, you're just screwed. Like, there's just no way around it. It's, again, like, what the hell were they thinking? So here's the laser. It's not that hard to get. And, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Once you have it, I don't know. I don't know what there is to say. It's a laser. You guys have seen it before. I don't remember the laser from the movie, but I think this is a different Predator, by the way. So there's two Predators. There's a top one and a bottom one on this level. And again, if you go to the top level, you warp. So we're always going for the warp in this. But yeah, Duke, you son of a beach. What are other good lines? Ain't got time to bleed. I think that was Jesse Ventura. I mean, Carl Weathers is just amazing in that movie. I don't know if you guys watched Arrested Development, but later on when Carl Weathers was in Arrested Development as like a super cheap version of Carl Weathers, I mean, there's a whole bunch of like awesome lines too. Like, you know, you get a couple bones, some vegetables, some broth. Baby, you got a stew. That's a great line. Also, I liked how Carl Weathers was like always asking about like when he found out that like Lindsay was working at a restaurant, he's like, does she get discounts on, or does she get a staff meal, or just discounts on select menu items? And he's just constantly looking for like free stuff. I feel like that makes me think Carl Weathers, like the real person, has a really good sense of humor to want to do that, because that's fun. It's always fun when actors like have a good sense of humor about things. So this level seems easy so far. I'm like, what's the twist? I'm gonna fall into a pit and just die, aren't I? And it's like, nope. So you're on level like 22 or something, and literally the level is just fall a couple of screens and exit. Like, there's nothing to it. Level 24 it was. Alright, here's the level of my nightmares. Level 25. I think at this point, I've been playing this game for about 2.5 hours maybe. This game single-handedly probably added like 45 minutes. To the point where like I had to pause the game and go take breaks and stuff and come back to it. Like, this level, like, it doesn't look like too much right now, but just watch. Watch this next jump coming up. Okay, you have to get on those little platforms, and there's enemies all around you. You're getting, bugs are jumping at you, things are shooting you, and you fall to your death. If anything hits you, you get bumped and knocked, and you will not make your jump onto that platform. I remember getting to that level, I was like, what the hell? What the hell? Oh, by the way, on the title screen where it says something underneath the main title, I think it says soon the hunt will begin. That's what it says. So, yeah, I was confused before. I've had like 50 minutes to think about it. I think I figured it out. Anyway, yeah, so here we are in this level again. Again, the yellow and pink and brown level, and I have no idea where we're supposed to be. Maybe we're on the Predator's home planet. Also, doesn't it look like all the background here is made out of skulls? Yeah, I missed that jump. Missed that jump too. You're just gonna see a montage of all my deaths here. Missed that one too. Like, it's so hard. Oh man. I tried all sorts of strategies here too. I was like, maybe I'll get hit before I take a jump, so I'll be blinking so that I won't be able to like get hurt. So that's what I tried right here. It didn't work. I thought maybe I'll try and lure all the enemies to the left before I jump. That didn't work, as you can see there. I thought maybe I'll just go for it. That didn't work, as you can see there. I tried standing on this guy, but it slides you around on his head, so you don't even have a minute to like collect yourself. If you stand here too long, the butterfly just comes for you. I finally made it, and I was like, oh my god, I did it! Yes, and I was like, what the hell is that? A rock? Somebody threw a rock incredibly slowly at me. And then I'm like, what are all these things? I'm like, forget it, just run. The end of the level has to be any second now. Everything was swarming me. I thought I was dead. I was like, get the laser, get the laser, get the laser, get the laser! Then a bird came for me. I killed the bird. And now I'm like, but now what? I tried to kill everything so that I would stop taking damage. And it kind of worked. But I was kind of like, at this point, like, but what do I do now? And then I remembered that rock. Remember that rock that got thrown at us? I thought, well, things endlessly respawn in this game. Maybe it will respawn. Maybe it will be flying towards me, basically moving towards the right. And lo and behold, if you jump far enough over here, there it is. So I figured, okay, this is how you do the level. This proved incredibly difficult because of this butterfly. Because that kept happening. Yeah. I'm gonna die here before I get another shot to try this. But basically, this level, not only does it have some of the hardest platforming I would say I've ever seen in an NES game with all the enemies, and if you take a hit, you fall off to your death. But this one part where you have to get on this stupid boulder and avoid the butterflies. Look, the butterfly respawned, and I'm dead. I'm totally dead there. So back to the jumping. Back to the jumping. I got okay getting past that part, but I think it was just luck. It wasn't like I was doing anything special. And I guess I'm thinking what to do here. I'm like, should I get the life, or I guess I decided to go for it. Man, you just take so much damage, it's crazy. It's crazy how fast these things can drain your life. Like, look at this. I don't think I'm getting out of this. I think I'm dead. Oh my god, down to 2 hits. 2 hits. One butterfly hit is gonna kill me. A butterfly does 2 hit points worth of damage, in case you were wondering. Like, if you've ever been hit by a butterfly and like, ow, that kind of hurts. It was 2 hit points worth of damage. So, there I am jumping over the butterfly, and then falling to my death. Okay, so here I am on top of the stupid moving rock again. You just have to sort of jump over the butterfly and then just pray that it doesn't come for you. And you think everything is done now, but no, of course they're going to throw another butterfly at you, and it's not even over yet. They're going to throw another butterfly at you. They're nice enough to give you a 1-up after the fact. They should give you a 1-up at the beginning of this damn level, I say, because I had to... There's probably like 8 or 10 resets that you guys didn't see there, where I kept going back to the big mode, and I had to work my way back to that level. Anyway, now it's all jumping, but we're getting pretty good at the jumps, I would say. And there's not really that many enemies to even talk of, so yeah. I think at this point, I'm just kind of like, what do I do? Do I really want that grenade? I was kind of thinking about maybe getting the grenade, and I was like, forget it. I was like, we probably don't need the grenade. We probably don't need the laser. We probably don't need anything. Let's just get the hell out of here. And yeah, I'm just all the enemies are at the top. If you stay at the bottom, you're kind of fine. Until that point where I decided to go to the top. And what was I doing here? Why am I going back? Jay, don't do it! You're a fool, you're a madman! Forget it, man, just go forward. It's simpler than you think. Yeah, sometimes I guess I was making it too complicated for myself. I guess I really wanted to get up there. And is this going to pay off or not? I think it will if I can get one of these guys to come back. You guys remember this scene from the movie? I mean, you should know what scene I'm talking about. The one with the jungle. And there we are to the next big mode. Okay, so... Man, that, it was really that one level that was holding me up. Honestly, I think at this point we're in the home stretch. Like, I don't really recall too many other, like, super hard parts. Yeah, you ever find that where, like, there's a part in a video game that, like, you totally get stuck on? You have a lot of trouble like, there's one level that, like, you can never pass. But then, like, you pass it, and the rest of the game is, like, trivially easy. I always wonder, like, is that, a game was not designed very well, or is it just, like, an interaction between, like, your own skills? Like, the aspects of this game that I'm good at, maybe that one level that I really hated, it wasn't that hard, but it's just, like, it tapped into all the aspects of this game that I'm actually not good at, like avoiding enemies and, whatever. This is the first fight against a big mode predator that I was losing, by the way. Like, he has more health than me. Finally, even the odds. And I think we got him now. But, oh, down to one hit, man. I almost bought it there. I don't think I died on big mode ever. So that would have ruined my record. Or maybe I died once earlier on. But either way, like, it hadn't been for a long time. So my strategy here, obviously, is just, run through everything. Get the gun. Always get the gun. The machine gun is better than nothing. It's funny how they never give you the machine gun. Oh, I fell right into the pit. I, like, aimed for it. Oh my god. But it's funny how they never give you the machine gun when you're fighting the predator. They only give you the laser. Oh, look at all these guys. They're just waiting for me. It's like, I guess the machine gun doesn't hurt the predator. I guess that's why they never give it to you. But, like, again, I don't remember him having a laser in the movie. If he had a laser, I think that predator would have been in a lot of trouble. That would have been cool, actually. In any of the Predator movies, did the guys have lasers? Maybe in, like, the new one, like Predators. Not Predator 2, because he was a cop. That was, Danny Glover? Danny Glover. I confuse him with Donald Glover, who's the guy from Community. Troy. Yeah, in any of the movies, I guess it's only the newer ones, like Predators. Alien vs. Predator... The humans didn't have any cool. There were a few humans anyway. I don't know. The Alien vs. Predator movies weren't all that good. I was always a big fan of, like, Aliens, like the second Alien. Oh, that was totally a panic jump right there, by the way. That was totally like I had made it if I had just let go of the controller, but I panicked. But yeah, I always liked Aliens. And beyond that, Alien 3 I actually didn't mind. I think because I watched it a lot as a kid, surprisingly enough. Again, 80s, 90s, weird time, adult things are marketed towards children. Not like a kid, but I guess when I was like 12 or 14, I watched it a lot. But like Alien 1, it was fine. It was never really my thing. And I'm trying to think. Like, Predator 1 was always good. I didn't really watch the sequels to it. Although I think I didn't mind Predator 2. Obviously, Predators was a great movie. But Alien vs. Predator, I don't think any of those were very good. I think the problem is they went PG. What is it with Hollywood going PG? You know, like Terminator was an R franchise, but it wasn't the newest one PG-13 or something like that? Like, Hollywood, why you messing with me, bro? Okay, we're on stage 28, man. Oh, that's the cheapest. They spawned an enemy literally right in front of you. What is the point of that? We're gonna avoid the fist. We don't need a fist. We are going to punch that guy, though. Going to show him our fist. There's a gun over here. That worked out well. So, just got to avoid some tricky jumps. See, this level, almost this should have been the first level. Like, there's a lot more going on. I wish all the levels were, like, this interesting. Yeah, there's some tricky jumps down here at the bottom. Oh, yeah. I've learned, though. You go back. Don't be afraid to go back if it avoids you getting dropped on by a scorpion. But yeah, there's like so much more going on in these levels. Like the other early levels are just kind of boring, I find. Like in retrospect, I wish the levels didn't focus so much on pits, but had more of this like, you know, kind of like platformy stuff to get you around, and I don't know. And like the enemies on the jungle levels make a lot more sense. You don't have freaking amoebas flying around just attacking you from all directions, or birds pooping on you. So, I don't know. But this level is pretty cool, I think. It's one of the more complicated jungle levels. The jungle's getting more sophisticated. The jungle's learning. As Arnold is moving through the jungle, it's becoming more intelligent. I think I paused there a couple of times, which is why the video jumped a bit. Again, I've been playing probably for like 3.5 hours at this point. So it's been a while. Definitely had to take a few breaks in there. But I was getting near the end, and I was not going to let it beat me. Whatever the hell that thing is, we tricked it. We convinced it to jump off a cliff. Sucker. Shot that guy right in the groin, right in the groin. Nothing but the knees and the groin from now on. Okay, we finally worked our way back out here. This part is really tricky, actually. You have to be super patient. Because you have to jump, but again, if the guys tap you, then you, like, fall down. So, like, you gotta wait. I guess I decided to kill him there, but you just kind of gotta wait till the way is clear. And I did not wait till the way is clear. And so I get to do that. I get to do that again. I don't know what I was looking for over there. Maybe I was looking to see if there was another way around, but there's totally not. This is the only way to do it. I guess this is an advanced skill. You learn that you have to wait for openings and enemies before you can jump. But like the enemies move in random patterns, so it's not even like, you know, you can kind of predict it. You just have to like wait for the opportune moment and go. Like, oh, I guess I decided to kill him. Like, now I could go. Decided to kill him. Yeah, I'm pretty safe at this point, so I'll take the hit. And yeah, I think that's about all there is to this level. Like, that's the trickiest part, is getting past that one like wall of dudes. And I think you just fall down and voila. Level done. So we get one more sweet jungle level, actually, before the game's over. I decided to try and use my punches to defend myself. Oh no, I don't even. I just sit there and let him push me in the butt off a cliff. And game over. Game over. Yeah. So, oh yeah, and I learned there to jump instantly so that guy doesn't get you. I think we skipped the big mode level here because, you know, whatever. It was easy to beat. So I decided to skip the machine gun because who has the time? Like, a lot of these levels, if you just know what's coming up, or like the jumps or whatever, you can literally just run through. You'll take a bunch of hits, but whatever, you have 10 hits. As long as you don't fall off a cliff, like that. Falling off a cliff is the one thing that you don't want to do in this game. And look at all these guys. Wow, I can't believe I found an opening there. Oh my god. Oh my god, in theory, I almost could have jumped over those guys and been okay. Yeah, their bullets don't get past this rock. So they just look at me on the other side of this rock and they're like, ah, confound you. You and your demon stone confuse us so. Ah, Arnold. He escaped. He got away. Why isn't the Predator killing any of these gorilla dudes, by the way? He's like really picking on me. But like, shouldn't the Predator be full out slaughtering these gorillas? I feel like fair is fair, and he's kind of being unfair to me by not also killing the gorillas. Look, I like gorilla fighters as much as the next guy, but you can't just pick on the army rangers. You totally got to kill. If you're an alien who's come to a different planet to hunt people for sport, you can't play favorites. You got to hunt everyone for sport equally. Otherwise, what are you doing? That's not cool. It's not cool to like hunt just a certain guy. You know what that is? That's stalking. And that's illegal on any planet. I don't care what planet you're from, stalking is illegal. So I think I'm being stalked. And by the way, look at this. I can't even hit this thing. I'm like, what the? Like, I'm trying to get the timing right. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll jump. I'll bite. I was worried it was going to shoot me in the face, but it didn't, and it doesn't matter. Oh, and look, a 1-up. Which is nice and convenient. Gives me a little perk right near the end of the level here. I think this might be the second last level of the entire game. I just shot one of those guys in case I wanted to step on the head of the other, but it doesn't matter. So here's a predator. He's being protected by his pet bird that's trying to poop strategically on me, but it is not working. I'm outrun. I dodged all the poop, outran it, and now we get to spend our time shooting this guy in the kneecaps. I wonder what the predator strategy here is. It's like, well, he hit me, so I'm just gonna jump and hope it doesn't happen again. Predators, we jump and hope it doesn't happen again. And this brings us to the last level. I was pretty surprised it actually made it here. I mean, like, I was surprised and not surprised. I was not surprised because I'm a full-grown adult playing an NES game, and I have a lot of experience playing NES games. Of course, I could probably beat this game, so I'm not super surprised. But I am surprised in the sense of, like, but, you know, I have never made it to this level. I don't ever remember beating this game as a kid. And the rock damages you. Learn that the hard way. So cheap. So I never remember getting to this point as a kid, and so this was actually, like, pretty surprising. I was like, yo, I'm at the end of the game. You can just tell by the music. It sounds like victory music. And so I kind of thought, okay, well, there's one more predator to kill. It'll be nice and easy, and we'll be done. And this stupid thing kept shooting me in the face as I was trying to shoot it. I was like, oh, forget it. Forget you. Like, sometimes you take more damage fighting the enemies than just running past them. Now we have one more tricky jumping course. Of course, they would put this on you. What would Predator for the NES be without some, like, really tricky, annoying jumps? And then, of course, there's a bird pooping on you again. And then it looks like Casey Jones. It looks like I'm fighting Casey Jones's face. It's the Predator, but it looks like Casey Jones. It kind of reminds me of, like, Friday the 13th on the NES, because, like, you fight Jason's mother and she's just a head. So the thing is moving so erratically, and when it hits you, it takes off like 4 points of damage. And I was like, yeah, I'm not beating it. It's totally gonna get me. And it just did right there. So I was like, okay. So I got to the head again, and I was like, all right, let's do this. And I was trying to figure out a pattern, like, where the hell do you stand? Where do you stand to not just get, like, just demolished by this thing? Because, again, if it touches you, you're done. And so, after investigating, you know, patterns, I also had some trouble with the stupid bird occasionally. Like, that's so cheap. So cheap. The bird killed me. Anyway, after investigating some patterns and failing, I think eventually I clued into the fact that you could just kind of hang out on one side of the screen and kill it. But definitely I died. I had to continue and go back to big mode number 6 and then do the last 4 or 5 levels again. Probably like 10 or 12 times this time around. Even more, in fact, I think. Like, I was stuck on this guy for like an hour. Like, I started playing at 8. I don't think I was done before midnight. My little playthrough here. Which actually doesn't sound long in retrospect. Like, I beat an NES game in 4 hours. But it was hard. So you can hang out on the right there. I just blew his mask off because he can't hit me over here. And I was like, yes, he's almost done. A few more well-placed hits and he should be gone. I mean, he moves so fast and so erratically, it's really hard to line your shots up to actually hit him. So you kind of just shoot your shots and hope that he sails into them like an idiot. But I thought, any second now he's going to die. Any second now he's going to die, and he got me, because I only had 1 hit left. So we got back to this point with 2 hits left this time, and I thought, oh, we could do this. No, back to 1 hit. It's so hard to get through the whole level, get past that stupid bird, get to him, and have more than a couple hits left. And look how easy it is to die. Like, it's so, eventually I realized I can't be focused on shooting him. I literally have to focus on dodging his shots, and I'll just shoot and not even pay attention to where I'm shooting. So that's what I did. I literally was like eagle-eyed on the projectiles that are coming out of him, whatever the hell these things are. I didn't know flying predator heads barfed lasers. But apparently they do. But I was just focused on them, trying to avoid them as best I could. And kind of figuring, like, again, the only way to beat him is to not die. And I'll hit him enough eventually. But if I could not get hit, if I could figure out some kind of pattern. The problem is there's no pattern. It is very difficult. Like, at any point, he may just shoot me point blank, and I might not be able to jump over it. But he also took an insane amount of damage, by the way. Like, as a final boss, this guy was hard. Oh yeah, I just tried to duck that and took a hit. Oh my god. I know at this point, like, my palms were super sweaty, and like I was sweating, and like I was tired, my eyes were drowsy, and I was like, come on, just freaking die already, you stupid predator head. Like, how many hits can you take? How many lasers to the face? I've clearly severed your head, you have no body. How many lasers to the face can a body by itself have? Oh my god, I thought I was dead right there. Thought I was dead. I'm just like, please, just die already. Stop being a dick about this. Oh, and I got him. Oh, I got him. I think it took like an hour to kill him. Oh my god. Removing his mask, the predator reveals his hideous face to Schaefer. That's Arnold. You are one ugly beast, Schaefer says. It's actually one ugly motherfucker. That's the line from the movie. Even though the alien hunts men for sport, Schaefer uses his intelligence and strength to defeat the deadliest creature ever seen on Earth. And in doing so, earned its respect. The predator laughs out loud, thinking he has defeated Schaefer. What? Oh, the scene from the movie where he sets his, like, his wrist to explode. Self-destruct. But he didn't. Schaefer gets out alive. Although you wouldn't know it from this NES game. The huge explosion shakes the ground and lights up the sky. In the middle of the smoke and debris stands Major Schaefer. Congratulations, you have survived. We did it! An hour and whatever. All we were doing is trying to survive, and guess what? We did it, guys. Guys, thanks for checking out Predator with me on the NES. And guys, what do you think of this format that I was doing here today? So not really a Let's Play, but more of me recording my gameplay and then talking over it after the fact. Do you feel like you were still interested? That, is this the kind of thing you guys would like to see more often? So the one benefit to me doing more videos like this is I could actually beat more games. Because it took me 4 hours or whatever to beat Predator here, but I did it. And then I could edit it down to about a 1 hour video and put it up for you. I couldn't do a 4 hour Let's Play. My voice would just give out. I wouldn't be able to do it. So what do you guys think? Would you be interested in seeing more videos like this if it meant I could beat more video games? Or do you just prefer the Let's Play mode? And like if I had Let's Play Predator, for instance, I might have only got to like level 10 or 12, and then we would have said, okay, well, it's been fun, but see you next time. So what do you think? What kind of videos do you guys want to see on the channel? Obviously, I'm never going to stop doing Let's Plays, but mixing in these kinds of videos once in a while might be fun. Might help us see the end of more games. Guys, as always, it's been fun hanging out with you. I hope you agree. If you do, go ahead and slap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell all your friends and family. Share this video, guys. Tell them how great I am and how much fun you have watching these videos. When they make fun of you for watching Let's Play videos, say, no, it's cool, and you guys are behind the times, because they totally are, and we are the cool ones. Until next time, my friends, take care of yourselves. And if you find yourself in a deadly fight against an alien from another planet, just remember that like a bear, they're probably just more afraid of you than you are of them. So, think about it. Peace. So this is the Predator NES manual. I love the cover. This was the box art for the game too. I just loved it. Straight out of the movie. Definitely made it look like a game I wanted to play. We got some information on copyright, I guess. Nintendo seal of quality. Then the Predator would like nothing better than to skin you alive and add your skull to his collection. The Predator knows no pain and shows no mercy. He's already destroyed all the men of your crack commando unit. Blow him up once and he'll just come back. Just for fun, just for you. Soon you'll wonder which one of you is the hunter and which is the hunted. Well, he clearly is the hunter. When you're dropped in the jungle, you'll get to battle gorillas hand-to-hand while... yeah, they say it like it's a plus. Yay, you won't have a weapon. It'll be great. No, it sucks. While dodging scorpions, deadly rolling rocks, and the Predator's pets. I guess that's what all those things were. Survive all that and get to meet the Predator again and again. In Predator, just staying alive through all the stages of rock combat is winning. Okay. We have the controls... We have more of the controls. We have playing the game. Dutch's weapons. Punch! Dutch can always rely on his fists. Like, That's Arnold Schwarzenegger's hand, they want you to believe. It looks like the hand of Mickey freaking Mouse. Okay, then we have machine gun, good against gorillas, jungle creatures, with special ammunition available in Ethereal Zone. You can destroy the predator. What? I never saw any special ammunition. Oh wait, the Ethereal Zone, maybe that's big mode? Man, they're not even consistent with their namings. Laser rifle and grenade. Pine. Why do they call it a pine? It doesn't make any sense. You begin in Big Mode 1. You'll see on Big Mode 1 title screen how many lives Dutch has available for challenging. Press A to play. So I guess Big Mode is the Ethereal Zone. So weird. Here are the different bullets from the Ethereal Zone. So, you know, you could pause the video if you want to see. We have FCC regulations, 90-day warranty. They never tell you what the pets are. Okay, so I'm really sad about that. I guess, A, I wasn't missing anything, so that's good. But B, I kind of wish that they had actually named out all the pets. Like Cheep Cheeps and Cholos and Geigos and stuff. Because I really want to know what the hell those things we were fighting are. I guess the best explanation we got were they were the Predator's pets. So, there you go, guys.